Dr. Oz Show. Do you have information overload?
No fat, low fat, good fat.
I'm so confused.
High carbs, no carbs, low carbs.
Need clarification?
I listen to everything you say. There's just so much.
If Dr. Oz has you saying,
What the heck? What the heck? What the heck?
he's taking you back to basics. What to eat,
I'm gonna give you 3 options.
what to take.
Here's my rule of thumb. 1
full hour of Dr. Oz's new simple advice.
I want to make this clear to you and everybody else.
Next.
Today, what the heck? Now, I've heard that some of you are confused and may have a bone to pick with me about some of the advice that I have given on this show. Well, today, I'm clearing up the confusion, I'm setting the record straight, and I'm making peace with everyone who's asking, Dr. Oz, what the heck? I've got simple, revolutionary new ways to change your health forever.
You tune in so we can turn you on to the latest, most innovative tips you need to live your healthiest life.
I'm gonna take 2 baby aspirin a day if you're over the age of 40. This is full of antioxidants that help protect cells from free radicals. This may bring down your blood pressure, may bring down your cholesterol levels.
But have we gone too far? Are you suffering from information overload? Have I left you feeling utterly confused? So much so that you're begging the question, Dr. Oz, what the heck? And we heard you loud and clear.
Dr. Oz, I try every diet you suggested. The belly blast diet, the blood type diet, the lazy girl diet. Dr. Oz, what the heck?
No fat, low fat, good fat, bad fat.
If I eat one more slim husk, I think I'll explode.
High carbs, no carbs, low carb.
Fish oil, chia seeds, green tea extract. I'm so confused.
Dr. Oz, what the heck?
What the heck? Dr. Oz, what the heck?
So here's the surprising thing. These aren't the only people griping about my show. Even my colleagues have something to say.
My patients know vitamins A, B, and C better than my daughter knows her alphabet. What the heck, Dr. Oz?
Fiber, fiber, fiber. That's all my patients want to talk about. What the heck, Dr. Oz?
Dr. Oz, so many of my patients refuse to step foot on my scale because they say you say waist circumference is the only number that should matter. Dr. Oz, what the heck?
Some of my patients come in asking to be checked for ovarian cancer. They know the symptoms and everything. In fact, they know more than some medical professionals. What the heck, Dr. Oz?
My patients know way more about oral cancer today than they used to, and they're all insisting on a screening with a little blue light. Dr. Oz, what the heck?
Everyone is coming in slathered in sea buckthorn, Dr. Oz. What the heck?
Dermatologist Dr. Elizabeth Tansey, gastroenterologist Dr. Roshini Raj, and gynecologist Dr. Evelyn Benaya are all here today. Dr. Tansey, what the heck did I do?
Dr. Oz, I'm a huge fan of the show, but I have to tell you, I can't tell you how many patients I have coming in now asking me to check their moles because after watching your show, they think they have a third nipple.
A third nipple?
Yes, a third nipple, and it's driving me a little crazy.
We did talk about third nipples. We had a woman who had 9 of them, actually. But let me ask you, isn't it a good thing to have people come visit you to figure out if these moles that they've got in their bodies are normal or not?
Well, actually, it seems to increase people's awareness of their moles, and I've been doing more skin exams because of it, and I've actually found a couple of precancerous moles that otherwise would have gone unnoticed.
So I understand you've got one of your patients here today who's an example of that. Am I correct in that?
Yes, I do. I have Ashley is here today.
Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
So did you have an extra nipple?
I did not have an extra nipple. I did have an embarrassing lesion in the area. And after seeing your show the other week, I did, being a hypochondriac, freak out a little bit and think I may have had a third nipple. So I went to Dr. Tansey, and in my full body skin exam, it turns out I don't, but I did have another mole that needed to be further looked at.
Well, actually, in fairness, that's why I do the show. I do it to make you smart patients. So you're willing to push and ask and probe and peck to get the truth. Because I know you've got the wisdom there somewhere. You just sort of bring it to the forefront.
Right.
So what did you find, Dr. Tansey?
So with a full skin exam, I was taking a look at her back, and she had an atypical or dysplastic mole that could be precancerous. In this particular mole, I was concerned about it because it was 2 different colors. There's dark brown and light brown, and the borders were irregular, so it had to go.
So, Ashley, are you happy that you saw the show?
Of course. I mean, it saved my life.
Saved your life. Well, it might have. You never know.
You could have. it's possible.
It is possible. And look, those are the kinds of moles that I always find so tragic when they do change into melanomas. So thanks for getting your extra nipple checked out and confirming that it's not there. So Dr. Ross, you seem so mild-mannered all the time when you're out here. Why have I annoyed you?
Well, I don't want to say annoyed, but you definitely have brought a very interesting situation into my world. So you have made America much more aware of their poop. I mean, let's face it, thanks to you, dinner table conversation, cocktail party conversation, everyone's talking about their poop. And as a gastroenterologist, I think that's a good thing. I think people really should be aware of what's coming out the other end. But sometimes now, Dr. Oz, people are actually showing me pictures on their smartphone.
Is that right?
Of their bowel movements, yes. And I feel like, outside the confines of my office, I'm not sure I really want to be looking at that. So, it could be a little bit of an issue.
So how do you handle that when someone surprises you with a picture of their poop?
With a picture of their poop. Well, I do tell them that it is a good thing to be aware of what the normal shape, consistency, all of those things are. And we actually developed something called a poop log, which people who are concerned can actually keep a record of the shape, the size, color changes, whether they're having any.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I love
we
that.
have it right up here.
But I think that poop chart's really clever.
Yeah,
you have
I think it
little
could be
pictures
helpful.
of what they could look like.
Exactly. What's normal, what's not normal, and write down that information as
Can
well.
you imagine how many lives we could save if people looked before they flushed?
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly.
It'd just be fantastic.
In all seriousness, I think you really have done that already, because in all seriousness, almost on a daily basis, someone comes into my office because they saw your show. So thank you for doing that.
Thank
I
you,
do
Dr.
appreciate
Raj.
that.
So, Dr. Minaya, what the heck have I done to you?
I love you, Dr. Oz, but if one more person comes into my office asking me, Dr. Minaya, is my vagina going to come out, especially when you tell them to have sex 3 times a week? Oi. And it's great because I want them to be, very much aware of their bodies, because it is important. And just like you that use a smartphone, I also get smartphone things in there.
You're kidding
pictures
me.
of that. I am not lying to you. And they do it, which is fantastic, because I want women to know, to touch, to ask about your bodies.
So is that what you tell them?
Absolutely.
Touch yourself.
Yes, touch yourself. Touch yourself. No, but you know what? It's about re-educating. Kegel exercises. Things. First of all, go over the anatomy. Most women don't even know. I have mirrors in each one of my rooms. I show them, and then what you can do about it.
Let me just show everyone an animation, because I think it'll help demonstrate what you're looking at with those mirrors.
Yes.
And I do want to come back to an action step, because I know that's a big issue for a lot of women.
Yes.
So this is an animation of what your pelvis area looks like. And the part of the puzzle that we're trying to solve for is, here's your reproductive organs, the bladder, but there are all these big muscles, lots of muscles. They're strapping around and they're rolling around. They're there to support the bottom of your pelvis. But when they sag, which sometimes if you've had kids as you get older, that sagging leads to a prolapse. So the key is to do exercises, things like Kegel exercises that prevent the sagging that happens here, but lifts the pelvic floor up. Because if you do that, you can actually lift the uterus back up. You can shift the way your rectum is shaped, pull the bladder back up again, pull all these things that are supposed to be where they are in the right place again. So, Dr. Minaya, the big question, and I face this all the time, is how do you get women to do the right kinds of Kegel exercises? Something we talk about all the time, but really be clear about this.
Yeah,
and
I'm
if you
going
need
to be
to
clear.
graphic about how this should be done.
Yes, and I'm going to be extremely graphic. The most important thing is, it's just like trying to stop your urination. So you hold it and then you let it go. You can do it sitting. It's much better if you're standing. Everybody always asks me, Dr. Minaya, how do I know that I'm doing it correctly? You can place your finger in the vagina, and as long as you can tighten it really tight, that's how you know.
So you put your finger in there?
You put your finger in there. You're allowed to touch it. Trust me. Okay? And that's what I'm saying, that most people are like, ew, I'm not going to do that. Well, I have another suggestion for you. You could put a tampon in. You know that there is a string. You can mark the string with a black marker, and then you can see actually the tampon going up and down as you're doing your exercises. And that is what I am very clever.
Yes. Resourceful.
Yes, resourceful. You do 3 times a day. I usually tell you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. 3 sets of 10.
3 sets of 10.
3 sets of 10.
And how long do you squeeze each time you do it?
You try to hold it for about, if you can do it 30 seconds, but 45 to 60 seconds. if you can.
Oh,
It's a long time. It's a long time. And you know, if you're doing it correctly, you actually get a soreness, believe it or not. If that's not working, so you do that for a month, let's say, for example, you should feel some kind of improvement, some. If that is not going to work, then you do advanced Kegels. Everybody stand up. I'm going to show you.
What the heck, Dr. Minai?
I know. What the heck? This is payback. Okay, so you cross your legs, okay, and you really squeeze the vagina. Well,
equivalent.
Be careful. Your pretend vagina. Okay, and you just let it go. Squeeze and let it go. Squeeze. And why cross like that? Because you're actually using a lot of your core. And it's really your core muscles. It's also that, exactly what Dr. Oz had explained, all those muscles that really hold up the bladder and the uterus and also give support to the rectum.
So again, you squeeze for 30 seconds or 60 seconds?
Try to hold it. Try to hold it, and then you're
I'm sorry, is a set going like this? Or is it one time for 30 seconds and then relax?
No. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay?
Oh, my back's hurting me.
Yeah, exactly. The back is hurting you already? And think about what women go through, right? And
that's very doable.
Yeah, it's very doable, especially the tampon.
Thank you for confiding your biggest complaints about me.
Yes, exactly.
Coming up, more people want to know what the heck. I want you to meet a woman who has tried everything I've ever suggested on this show and find out why she is not happy with me.
Up next, confused with all the advice?
Here's my rule of thumb, 5.
Easy ways to keep it simple.
I'm gonna give you a big tip now. You ready?
Okay.
And later,
I heard you don't call it healthy stuff. You have another word for it.
The healthy crap.
her Dr. Oz approved meals do not get his seal of approval.
Makes my mouth green.
Help for husbands coming up.
I'm excited to be on Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz's show. So let's start talking. Now the web to have a national conversation about health and wellness. This is a no embarrassment zone. There's no topic that's off limits. I came to work today. I'm so lucky. And make sure you're sharing this information with the people you love. You're good to go. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new. Now, back to the show. I give a lot of advice on this show, from different types of supplements to many forms of exercise. So if you're confused, you've come to the right place today. Because it's your turn to ask me, Dr. Oz, what the heck? Now, Daryl is a fan of the show, but today she has a bone to pick with me.
Dr. Oz, I need your help. I take all your advice. I bought so many supplements, I don't even know what they do.
I'm going to recommend 680 milligrams of strontium a day. Lycopene is hugely beneficial because it protects the skin. Simethicone, 180 milligrams a day. 500 milligrams of resveratrol a day.
My cabinets are full. I have protein shakes, flax seeds.
You can add it to whatever you're having for breakfast in the morning, yogurt or oatmeal.
Olive oil and avocados.
Other reason that I love avocados, they have fiber in them.
Greek yogurt, lots of it. I just don't know what to do anymore. What the heck?
Welcome to the show, Daryl.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I love the effort you're making to get healthy.
Thank you. It's a big effort. I listen to everything you say.
But do you feel healthy?
I do feel healthy, but I have to tell you I'm a little bit confused because there's just so much. My friend even had to make me an Excel spreadsheet so that I could keep track of everything I wanted to do based on your recommendations.
Well, I got to say, I know I give a lot of recommendations, but I want to make it clear to you and everybody else that most of the recommendations are designed for specific issues that we're facing. But there's a foundation of materials that I want you to take that I think are absolutely essential. But ideally, the show will teach you about things so you can figure out what makes sense for you, and you can use it and customize it for yourself. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
All right. Walk me through your regimen. What do you normally take?
Okay. Right now, based on your recommendations, I take a multivitamin, I take fish oil, coenzyme Q10, vitamin D supplement, and probiotic, and I'm not quite sure what that does.
And probiotics. Well, probiotics are actually very smart because they help your intestinal tract. And they give you the healthy kind of bacteria so you can digest food correctly.
Okay.
But the vitamins are where folks get confused. And so let me break it down. This is what I do, but I also want to share the experience that I've had talking to many experts who've been on the show. Here's my rule of thumb. 5 is a total number of different types of supplements you can take per day as a baseline. Now, if you have problems with bone health or problems with your memory, you can add other things to that. But 5 is the magic number to think of in the back of your mind as your baseline regimen.
Okay.
So if you're going to do this, you want to take a multivitamin, Right? And a multivitamin is what you're taking right now.
Right.
You want to take low-dose multivitamin. So the amounts of the vitamin A and the vitamin E, for example, you want them to be low enough that you might have gotten it from food if you're eating food.
I do eat food.
Yes, you do eat food. Making sure. All right. Second, you want omega-3 fats.
Right.
And you want the omega-3 fats that have DHA written on them. Okay. And the DHA omega-3 fats are important because that's what most of your brain's made out of. And your body loves that, if you can do that.
Okay.
Okay? So again, don't make it more difficult than you have to make it. DHA omega-3 fats, the multivitamins I mentioned. One little tip with the multivitamins, try to take it in divided doses.
Oh.
So take it half in the morning, half in the evening, because otherwise you'll urinate it out over 6 hours or so you won't have the multivitamin protecting you for the rest of the day. And then I want you to take some calcium magnesium, which I did not see on your list, but you can take that with your vitamin D. Okay?
At the same time.
Take them at the same time.
Okay.
So that's what I would put next. Calcium, magnesium. You want about 600 milligrams of calcium and 400 milligrams of magnesium. But I'm going to give you a big tip now. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. You don't want to take the calcium, magnesium when you take your multivitamin because they bind to each other and you basically waste the whole thing.
Okay.
So you want to take your calcium, magnesium at a different time of the day. And, I put them in the car because I figure I don't have my vitamins in the car. Calcium, magnesium can store anywhere. You just take that and put it in your mouth, you're good to go.
Okay.
If you're going to take more than 5 pills, I have a favor for you and everybody else. Talk to your pharmacist about it, because I'm most worried about medications interacting with each other. Have you ever thought about that?
I have, which is why there are sometimes some great supplements that sound like they would be perfect to add to my regimen, but I'm not quite sure how they would mix with everything else.
Well, most of the time they're okay. And believe it or not, a pharmacist spends a lot of their life studying those very realities. So anything else you do take should be designed for your diet, for weight loss, for make your hair look better, your skin look younger. All those are reasonable, but you should have a very specific target for what you're aiming for and pick your products accordingly.
Thank you.
You're good to go. Enjoy yourself.
Sounds great.
Kudos.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for joining
much.
us. All right, coming up. I said something on this show recently that frustrated people, and now they're asking, Dr. Oz, what the heck? Find out why. What's next.
Coming up, your favorite anti-aging products.
Push those wrinkles back up so they're not so visible.
But how do you know which ones really work?
From now on, here's my pledge to you and everybody else.
How Dr. Oz is making you a smarter consumer.
I feel very passionately about this. I spent a lot of time thinking about it.
Next.
I'm excited to be on Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz's show. So let's start talking. Now the web to have a national conversation about health and wellness. This is a no embarrassment zone. There's no topic that's off limits. I came to work today. I'm so lucky. And make sure you're sharing this information with the people you love. You're good to go. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new. Now, back to the show. To name or not to name? Well, today I'm clearing up confusion and mending some fences with viewers who are annoyed about how I'm dealing with product names. And they're asking, Dr. Oz, what the heck?
Dr. Oz, it was so easy when you told us what to buy. What am I supposed to do now?
I wanted to get the green coffee bean extract, but now that you're not telling me which brand to buy, I don't know which one to get.
I need to buy ketones, but if you're no longer going to tell me what brand to buy, how am I supposed to know what to do?
What the heck, Dr. Oz?
So Carmelina is here.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Why does
for
it
having
bother
me.
you so much that I am not giving you product names anymore?
Well, it used to be so easy, Dr. Oz. I would go to the store, write down your suggested items, and it would take me 5 minutes to just walk down the stores and get it. Now it's taking me forever.
Well, can I explain why I'm doing this? And I feel very passionately about this. I spent a lot of time thinking about it. Too many folks out there are, I think, confused by some of the things we were talking about, and they're spending your hard-earned money and being taken advantage of, because I don't endorse any products. So I would mention products to be helpful, and then I'd see all these ads coming up after them, try to hawk the things to you guys. So I thought, if we can make you all not just smart patients, but smart consumers, then you will know exactly why I think these things make sense, and you can make your educated decisions, and people can't trick you anymore.
True.
Make sense?
Yes.
All right, so give me an idea of what kinds of products you bought for your skin, for example.
Anything anti-aging that would make me look younger.
So it says anti-aging, you're in.
Yes. Anything with retinol, vitamin A, cocoa butter, face cream, ice cream, eye lifting cream.
All right, so these are some of the products
Yes.
that you brought with you.
Oh, yes.
And then you've outlined them as you spoke to.
Yes.
I got to say, my biggest concern is not the brands that you buy, but the raw materials in them.
Oh.
Because there are lots of good products, and there are lots of bad products with great names. So if you know what the raw material that you're looking for is, and you know why it works for you, then you're out of the the woods on this. The name retinol is what I search for.
Yes.
Right? And that's a kind of vitamin A. And we know that there's a lot of things to make our skin stay younger. Yes. Do you know how it works?
No, but could you explain?
I would love to. In fact, I made you a little animation because it's, I can say the words, but if you see it, you'll actually commit it to memory. And then from now on, I want you and everybody else looking for that word retinol, that type of vitamin A in these products. So here's what happens. As you age, the skin begins to shift its shape a little bit. Those skin surface tissues, they begin, especially with sun radiation and the like, the tissues underneath there, especially the collagen, the bounciness, the trampoline, those molecules, they begin to dissolve. So the skin begins to sag. You get wrinkles and creases and these areas that you don't like. Now, if you put the right kind of cream on top that has retinols in it, those retinols percolate through the skin layer. They get these new young skin cells to grow faster, pushing the old ones away, and they rebuild those strands that remake the trampoline under our skin. So with the new fiber and the collagen being built up again, you can now push those wrinkles back up so they're not so visible. That's why these creams work. And they really do work. I mean, really well.
Yes, they do.
So from now on, here's my pledge to you and everybody else. Okay. I'm gonna be clear about this. I'm gonna give you the raw material ingredients that I want you to take. Okay. I'm gonna let you know how long you gotta take them, what they should cost, the approximate amount, right? And the specific details about dosing. Is that fair enough trade-off?
Sounds good to me.
It's a deal?
Deal.
Thank you very much, Marina. Up next, I'll meet the guy who is mad because his wife makes him eat all the Dr. Oz crap. That's what he calls it. What the heck? Don't miss it.
Up next, he hates her healthy cooking so much, he eats dinner before he gets home.
I'm afraid of what I'm going to find on the table.
Why would you stop?
Healthy meals he'll love to come home to.
And all that bad stuff you're saying about me is going to be gone.
Coming up.
I'm excited to be on Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz's show. So let's start talking. Now the web to have a national conversation about health and wellness. This is a no embarrassment zone. There's no topic that's off limits. I came to work today. I'm so lucky. And make sure you're sharing this information with the people you love. You're good to go. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new. Now, back to the show. These are simple little things, but they really are effective. Watermelon rinds, you can make a juice out of it. Pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's delicious.
Red lentils. What do you think? Oh, you're so picky. And door number 2 is liver.
This is awful.
So I made this chopped liver myself for you.
I'm a trooper. Oh, that's good.
Talking about things that I love, this is number one, the most important. The super cancer fighter, kale. Whether you email, tweet, or tout, I love hearing from you. And one of your biggest concerns is that my healthy food recommendations are making for some not too happy homes. What the heck?
Dr. Oz, because of your recommendations, my wife buys 1 million different products and our pantry's about to explode.
My wife drowns everything in turmeric because of you.
Because of you, my wife keeps buying these mixed greens. We could save a bunch of money by just emptying the lawnmower bag.
Dr. Oz, thanks for telling my wife how good watermelon is and how much she likes it, but I can't stand it.
Now my wife makes me put chia seeds in my salad, soy milk in my coffee, and no more iceberg lettuce in this household. It's strictly romaine.
I'm starving.
Dr. Oz, what the heck?
Camilla and Scott are joining us. So, Scott, when did Camilla start bringing healthier foods into the home?
Say about a year ago when she started watching your show religiously, and she keeps a recipe book with every single recipe that you recommend, and that's all we can eat, and it's driving me crazy. And she's definitely like the food police.
Food police. And how are you coping with this?
It's not easy, but on occasion I will, on the way home from work, stop at a fast food place before I get home for dinner, just because I'm afraid of what I'm going to find on the table.
Sort of to cleanse the palate?
I have no choice.
Did you know that, Camilla?
No. Well, that explains a lot, though. He never finishes his dinner, so I was wondering how he was getting any nutrition. But that's... Why would you stop?
It's too much of this healthy stuff.
I heard you don't call it healthy stuff. You have another word for it.
The healthy crap. That's what I call it.
All right. So come on, walk over here with me. These are some of the foods that Scott is complaining about. And Camille, instead of having you walk us through this, I'm going to ask Scott to describe his perspective.
This is great.
Is this pretty accurate?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
beautiful. I could just roll this to my house.
Yeah, you can take it after the show, but in the meantime, Scott, describe your thoughts on some of these things.
Just like our kitchen, all this healthy crap that I'm eating because of you. And like, first of all, the whole grain stuff. Everything is whole grain bread, whole grain pasta. Tastes like
whole wheat bread.
Whole wheat bread. It tastes like cardboard.
It does. It actually has a lot more taste than the plain white bread, I think.
I agree with you. Stand over here with me.
It's
Yes, go ahead, Scott.
These shakes with the pieces and the seeds in them. I mean, the consistency is just
I love all that stuff. It's really, I can't even see what
makes my mouth green. It's
That is
horrible.
true. That's why they have toothbrushes.
The turmeric. Okay, the turmeric. This orange thing. It's all the food I eat. It has like an orange-yellow color because of the quantity of turmeric.
Here's the thing. There was a segment on your show that you said specifically that to get the benefits of these spices, you would need a high quantity of it. I don't know how much that is, so I just keep adding.
Putting it in.
Just put it in.
Yeah.
There's got to be a balance.
So, Scott, this may give you some comfort, but we actually did a little survey. It's a big issue, this issue of men and women fighting about the food. And food tops the list. Tops the list, almost half the votes were people. These are mostly men voting, I think, complaining about the food. So today, I'm going to give you 3 options how to reconcile. Fair enough?
Sounds good.
This is for the harmonious, healthy food home. So, Camilla, you like flax seeds. I saw them over there.
I love
You like quinoa and bucket, all those things too, but flax seeds seems to be a particularly sensitive point.
Yeah, I put it on everything. So
Everything.
Yeah.
Flax seeds on ice cream.
You don't even taste it, but it gives that crunchy flavor. Most people like crunchy, I think. No.
No. Here's my recommendation. First of all, when you grind the flax seeds, yes, you can put them on ice cream and on salads, but he's going to know. Here's the thing. He doesn't like the texture of the food, right? So the first rule of all is to give the healthy food a secret identity. You're going to hide the healthy food inside the recipes that you're making when it makes sense. Here's the story. Men are like children.
True.
True? Women, you all know this. But you have to hide the food from them. Otherwise, he's going to go off to that fast food joint again. So my recommendation is take the flax seeds. You can actually put them in this meatloaf. He'll never know the difference. Huh. It could be there. You know, actually, go ahead. Taste that for me if you don't mind, Scott. Trust me on this one.
Flax seeds, they're just already in there.
Flax seeds are already in there. He's inspecting it. See what I'm saying? Maybe. He would never know anyway. You don't have to even volunteer with him. Don't talk about it.
Exactly. That's the thing. Once he knows, then his mind is already playing tricks on him.
Stews, another great example. Slip the flax seed and the other stuff, the curcumin, all into the stews. By the way, you don't need so much curcumin. That turmeric, you should put maybe like a half a teaspoon in your food.
Okay.
You don't have to put quite as much.
Not half the bottle.
You'll get the benefits, but not half the bottle, right?
Okay.
Now, next rule for harmonious, healthy food at home is to know which health issues matter. I got attached to this issue here. Now, Scott, describe what I'm looking at here.
Just this.
That's a mozzarella
Just the mozzarella stick.
Are they good?
Well,
They're delicious.
They're usually very good.
They're more delicious this way, I think.
And what don't you like about them, Scott?
The flax seeds that you coat it with.
I don't coat it with just flax seeds, but
It's supposed to be just cheese and fried.
Well, there's a couple issues here. First, I like that you're baking them. That I'm a huge fan of. And we can fight about the flax seeds in a moment. But I also noticed that you're using skim mozzarella sticks or low-fat mozzarella sticks. Well, it turns out that you don't have to fight that battle.
Really?
Because full-fat mozzarella sticks are, I think, better for you. I'll tell you why. The fat that's in dairy products actually helps you burn off your fat.
You're kidding,
Yes,
really?
and they satiate you more. When you take the fat out of dairy, you're left with sugar.
Okay.
So you might as well just get a full-fat mozzarella stick, and that way he's happy. And again, he's not running off once again to that. You know, when he hears reduced fat, he's heading off to the fast food joints.
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking, right?
That's true.
I guess news for you: men will clean out the garage for full fat.
Huh.
Yeah, they will do anything for you.
Nice.
This is where you're going to go from now on.
Okay.
Okay. Step number 3 is the 80-20 rule.
What's that?
The 80-20 rule is pretty simple. 80% of the stuff ought to be really good for him, and
Okay.
20% let him cheat. Otherwise, he will cheat.
Okay.
He'll find his own way to cheat. It's human nature. Too much deprivation just causes cravings. We've learned this over and over again. I have this in my own household. So make it easy to do the 80% of stuff, and let him do what he wants for the 20% so he's not whining like that over there. Now, there's one exception to my 80-20 rule. Scott, you see that ginger over there?
Yeah.
You ever eat ginger?
I try not to.
See, this is some advice that Scott will not think is crap. Ginger is a tremendous libido booster.
See?
She does tell me that.
And that brings me to one of my best recommendations. Thrice weekly sex. 3 times a week. Are you abiding by that recommendation?
Yes.
You are. All right.
We'll try more, but yes.
You know what? Take the ginger with you. That you don't cheat on. Everything else, the 80-20 rule is good enough. Fair enough?
Fair.
You're wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right. You ever hear we give a list of symptoms and think, I've got that. When we come back to women who think she's got every diagnosis I talk about. That's next.
Up next,
I got this. I got that. Oh my gosh, I got it.
does every symptom seem familiar?
4 factors of longevity.
Dr. Oz goes back to basics. And later, are you discussing every bodily function?
Like you always say, it's natural.
How to set boundaries?
Dr. Oz's golden rule.
Find out what it is coming up.
I'm excited to be on Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz's show. So let's start talking. Now the web to have a national conversation about health and wellness. This is a no embarrassment zone. There's no topic that's off limits. I came to work today. I'm so lucky. And make sure you're sharing this information with the people you love. You're good to go. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new. Now, back to the show. Urinary tract infections. They're not just painful, they're also pesky, but your feet can also give you life-saving clues about your health. Is it a hemorrhoid, or could it be something much worse? I'm talking about the inability to control your bowel movements. Skin tags. A lot of you have skin tags. Today, we're revealing restaurant secrets that are ruining your health. You're constipated one day and have diarrhea the next. It's irritable bowel syndrome. I'm talking about bunions, and today I'm giving you the tools you need to prevent them. You ever watch the show and think your headache is an aneurysm, your bloating is gluten intolerance, or you come down with a sudden case of hemorrhoids? And if you're our biggest fans, you've got all 3 at the same time. Now, I know many of you watch with a pad and pen, writing down the important points to remember, and I love that. But sometimes it backfires.
Dr. Oz, you are driving me crazy. Because of you, I have diagnosed myself with so many ailments, such as RA, MS, thought I was having a heart attack. I suffer with constant bloating, and now I'm asking myself, is it toxic? Anything you suggest to buy, I will try. From eating golden berries to drinking miso soup, doing things for my memory, playing games, and buying Bacopa, right down to purchasing the baby wipes. Just like you. What the heck, Dr. Oz?
So Tracy is here. So why do you think you have all these crazy conditions I talk about in the show?
Well, Dr. Oz, I watch your show all the time. And as you're going through some of these symptoms, I'm thinking to myself, I got this, I got that. Oh my gosh, I got it. But it's crazy.
So you covered a couple of things you diagnosed yourself with.
Yes.
You have a few others?
Yes. I thought once I had acid reflux and hemorrhoids. You had did a segment on women and heart attacks. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got that symptom. I'm having a heart attack. Oh my gosh, yes. But luckily, I talked myself out of that. Calm down. Then rheumatoid arthritis. But my symptoms went away and all was good.
Well, I think you do have a diagnosis, actually.
I do?
Yeah.
And what do you think?
The reason I think you have it is because I've had it. Just about everyone who works on this show has it. Seriously. And I'll tell you something else. Every medical student has it.
Yes.
It's called medical student syndrome.
See?
See.
I knew I had something.
But let me show you what it is. It's amazing.
Yes.
When we go through medical school, I remember this distinctly in my own life, you make at least one deadly diagnosis on yourself a year. So you must use the internet to check up on some of these diagnoses?
Yes, I do. And I had my friends. I have my friends doing email. They're Googling me and sending me texts like, this is what it is, that's what it is. You have it.
There are lots of doctor friends.
Yeah.
How many of you, be honest with you, how many of you in the audience have, put your hands up, have used the internet to diagnose yourself with a problem?
Everybody has,
Everybody, right? Everybody.
Everyone.
So I'm going to shock you a little bit here. Let me tell you why I don't recommend blind internet searches. I don't mind using the web if you know how to use it right, but blind internet searches worry me. First off, everybody has at least one symptom of something.
Right.
And finally, and most importantly, there was a recent study that came out that looked at internet searches, and they said that half of the information that was used was wrong, was not accurate.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah. So here's what I think we're going to do. Because if you think you got all those diagnoses, we can get past that. And I'm going to be clear about this. This show's about knowledge. It's not about being fearful. I'm trying to empower you all. There are 4 factors, my friends, 4 factors of longevity These will help you predict whether or not you can avoid the biggest problems you face. And these 4 factors drive more than half of all the illness and all the death we have in the world. You ready?
Okay, ready.
Yep. These are the 4 factors. Number 1, maintaining a good weight. That's why I talk about weight on a lot of
Yes,
times.
you do.
You're there already. Number 2, not smoking.
Don't smoke.
Let me smell you. No
Do
cigarettes.
not smoke.
I'm good for
No.
you. Number 3, a high fiber, healthy diet, real food. And number 4, getting some activity to get your heart rate up.
Yes.
Right? That's it. Those 4 things, you do those 4 things, almost anything else you face will be lessened in severity, and you'll be able to overcome those problems.
Well, you made it easy for us.
I try to do that. Thank you for coming today. All right, coming up. Poop, pee, and the no embarrassment zone. Is there nothing off limits anymore? Enjoy your coming here.
I'm excited to be on Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz's show. So let's start talking. Now the web to have a national conversation about health and wellness. This is a no embarrassment zone. There's no topic that's off limits. I came to work today. I'm so lucky. And make sure you're sharing this information with the people you love. You're good to go. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new. Now, back to the show. No topic is ever off limits here. That's why today I am making this studio a no embarrassment zone. We talk about poop and flatus, and we're very comfortable with this stuff. They have brought along a photo of their stool and a sample of their urine. Drink blueberry leaf tea. But I want you to avoid fresh blueberries. When you've got diarrhea, it actually makes it worse.
You're making love, and sometimes you feel like you have to pass gas.
How do you get rid of the smell after you go number 2 in someone else's bathroom?
I'd like to know why my bowels get me to have the most explosive diarrhea.
I'm very proud that I have made this show a safe place to openly discuss every last bodily function and weird body quirk. But for some people, I have gone too far. And they're asking, Dr. Oz, what the heck?
My friend Marie always wants to talk about what she learned on Dr. Oz.
She's also my sister, and she brings up the most inappropriate things at the worst time that she learned from Dr. Oz. If I'm laughing hysterical, she'll always say, "Are you peeing yourself?"
We're in the middle of dinner and she asked me if I pooped today. I don't want to talk about poop, I just want to eat.
Did you poop?
Jeez, is anything sacred?
I don't see why everybody's so embarrassed. Everybody pees and poops.
Is nothing off limits? What the heck, Dr. Oz?
Terry, Julie, and her sister Marie are here with me today. So, Terry, what exactly is Marie telling people you take issue with?
What the heck, Dr. Oz? Is there no limits? We work together and we travel together. And when we're away, we go out to dinner and we have colleagues around us. And she's always like, "Did you poop yet?" Because when I go away, I can't go. I don't know what it is. I just can't go.
I'm just being nice, trying to tell you what to eat.
So then she tells me when we're out to dinner to have, have your vegetables and fiber in it.
So, Marie, is this true?
I'm guilty. Guilty as charged, but I don't see nothing wrong with it. Like you always say, it's natural. So I'm just trying to help my friend out. Why should she suffer?
So, Terry, if I could ask, maybe it's a personal question, but how does Marie know that you're constipated?
I don't bring it up.
How does she figure it up?
Because when we're away, we're in the hotel together. So they go and they notice I don't go. Now we're at a trade show and I'm walking out of the bathroom and the two of them blurt out, "Did you go?" With all these people around.
You're never going to see them again. What do you care?
I'm so embarrassed.
So, Terry, I do want to get to the bottom of your traveler's constipation. Have you heard that term before?
Yes.
All right.
Bashful bowels.
Bashful bowels. I like that. Bashful bowels. Well, I call it the safe toilet syndrome.
Okay.
Right. You leave home, the safety that you normally have that allows your nerves to relax and let the bowels sort of move through isn't there anymore. You get anxious. Those nerves clump you up a little bit. So the best thing is lots of water, lots of fiber.
See?
And
Eat your vegetables like Marie
Dr.
tells me.
Marie, thank you for giving that little tip. Now, so, Marie, have you always been like this?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Pretty much, yes.
Comfortable talking about every little bodily function?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is the key to good health, being able to understand what's going on in your body.
Because if somebody has it, you might have it, and you pick it up and you know what's wrong. And it helps you out.
Time and place.
Now,
Not during dinner.
Stop.
Well, your friend and your sister are saying that those boundaries are being violated when it comes to their bodies, which I can get. I understand that, right? You probably all feel that way. If I walked out of a bathroom in a crowded trade floor and people knew that I was constipated.
Come on,
It bothered me a
everyone
little bit.
listens to what you say.
So of course they listen. Why wouldn't they listen? So I'm going to announce today Dr. Oz's golden rule. Are you ready?
Okay,
So
I'm
I've
ready.
heard this complaint from so many of our viewers. Here's the golden rule. Do unto others' health as you would have done unto yours.
Okay.
Right? Do unto others' health as you would want done unto yours. So Marie, for example, if someone's bouncing out of the bathroom, if you were bouncing out of the bathroom, would you want someone to announce to the crowd
They
that...
probably would.
Did you go to the bathroom today before you came out here?
Yep.
What was it like?
Oh, tinkling. I didn't do number 2 yet, though. I have stage fright with that, so.
All right, so here's the deal. I want you to continue to be open. I love that about you. I think that's good for everybody. But just keep this golden rule in mind. Maybe just whisper. Are you constipated? Did you go?
Yeah.
But in a way that everyone can't hear it. Keep it amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Doable?
Doable.
But I do love your spirit. All right, be right back. Lots more to come.
I'm excited to be on Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz's show. So let's start talking. Now the web to have a national conversation about health and wellness. This is a no embarrassment zone. There's no topic that's off limits. I came to work today. I'm so lucky. And make sure you're sharing this information with the people you love. You're good to go. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new. Now, back to the show. The next time you're out shopping for groceries, there are 3 items I want you to add to your list. Now, they're not expensive, but they're additions that will make you healthier this fall. And why now? Because they're at their peak this time of year, so they won't cost as much. The first item I want you to start eating more of is mushrooms. These little guys are full of selenium. It's an important antioxidant, helps improve your immune cell function. And Lindsay from New York City emailed me her recipe for sauteed portobello mushrooms. Now, these things look more like a steak than a mushroom, but I think you might enjoy this. Take a look.
Hi, Dr. Oz. My favorite way to make a portobello mushroom is to taste like a steak. It's so simple.
She's right. They taste really good. All right. Emily from Brooklyn tweeted me. She's asking, I'm seeing fennel in my produce section. What is it, and can I eat it raw? Well, this looks like this. It's very similar in texture to celery. It tastes a little bit like licorice. I actually enjoy it a lot, but it's for some people an acquired taste. It's great for digestion. You can eat it raw. You can chop it up and mix it into salads. It's also delicious if it's roasted, and you can put it in soups. And the last thing I want you to start eating is a variety of winter squash. You can choose any of these, from acorn to butternut squash to pumpkins. They help with eye issues. I love the taste. And these guys look great as table decorations as well, and they're a wonderful addition and pretty healthy as well to your plate. And I'll see you all next time. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new.